Well, good afternoon, YouTube. I'm out here working on the 359. As you can see, I've got the bumper mounted up. It's got the lights in it. They work. Looks pretty cool. But I got the front wheels off the 359 because we bought this lift kit. Well, matter of fact, maybe I should just go ahead and say this is the first time I'm putting a video on in disapproval of something. I'm gonna open this hood. Hold on a second. See if I can get this hood open, because with this bumper, ow, in the wrong way, it wants to rub. But this is the first time I'm putting a video on of anything that I kind of disapprove of. I try to have been staying positive about everything, but I'm gonna tell you what. Because I lowered this truck, I put the air ride on the front axle. So when the tires are on it, this thing sits pretty low to the ground. So I had to buy a lift kit, and as you can see, that's it right there. It's like a scissoring mechanism that operates the lift kit. Now I've had to modify all of these. I bought this from 12 Gauge Customs in Ontario, Canada. This side here is still on here. But I had it all set up, ran my air lines. That's one of the cylinders right there. That's the cylinder. This is the other cylinder right here. Got it all set up, got it all hooked up, got the air running to it, pressured it up. It would not raise the bumper. I mean, those little 1/4-inch air lines, the supply lines right there, they come up through here and they go through here and they run through this air ride control regulator right here, and that's your adjustment screw to get maximum pressure. But even at maximum pressure, it would not raise this bumper. Now I have modified this bumper because I put all these lights in here, and I have a piece of 3-inch angle iron running along the bottom of this bumper just to make it more solid, just in case it scrapes the ground. I don't want it to bend on the first time it touches the ground, so we'll and plus a bumper sitting that low to the ground, as you can see it right there, with just 2 connection points right here and on the other side, just the sheer wind of running 75 miles an hour is quite capable of bending that bumper back. So without that extra bracing on there, we take a big chance of bending the bumper. And of course, I know a lot of guys will say, you can't find a truck out there that's been lowered that the bumper's not been bent on. Well, I'm going to try my very best to drive this truck without bending the bumper. But it all depends on how rigid the bumper is and how vigilant I am about raising it and closing it when I go into driveways and into construction sites and so on. But anyway, back to my little rant here. I called 12 Gauge up in Ontario, Canada, about this thing not being able to lift up, and talked to their technical guy, because these cylinders just will not raise that thing. I mean, and he told me, he said if it has the pressure of the truck or whatever the truck's supposed to be, it should work. And basically that's what he told me. He said technically it should work. He had absolutely no help for me. And I'm gonna tell you what, I found it a little more than annoying. My personal belief is these 1/4-inch lines, they do supply 100 psi to that cylinder, but with air, I don't think there's enough volume. And I put the air tanks on this truck to give me the volume, that way I would have air. But even at 120 ps, 110 to 120 psi, the volume coming from these tanks back here that I put on here, those 1/4 inch lines are not supplying enough air to those cylinders to raise that bumper. So the guy basically told me in Ontario, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. It should work. If it's hooked up correctly, it should work. And after about 15 minutes on the phone with him, I said, okay, thank you. And I hung up the phone. And I'm going to tell you what, I was more than annoyed. So that's my rant about this dang bumper lifting mechanism. So I went down to Century Hydraulics here in Tomball and talked to the guy down there. And he told me that these cylinders are basically the same as hydraulic cylinders. They have all the same stuff inside of them. So he told me what I can do is to change this from air to hydraulic. And I ordered a 3-quart tank with an electric pump, and I'm going to mount it right here on the frame. And I'm going to switch these to hydraulic and put the controller in the dash. And he told me just because those are aluminum cylinders, stainless with aluminum ends on them, he said I won't be able to run high pressure, but he said we can dial it down to 300 psi and that'll be fine. And should be more than enough to raise that bumper, 300 psi of hydraulic. And I said I can also go up to 3/8 lines on the hydraulic, and even 1/2 inch if I need to, if I need more volume. So that's what we're gonna do. But I'm gonna tell you what, I found it a little more than annoying, because that little pump and reservoir controller and all that stuff is going to cost about another $800. So I am not happy with 12 gauge customs. I just ain't happy with them, because the bumper lift doesn't work. It wasn't a bolt-on deal. I had to highly modify everything to get it on the truck. And the same thing happened with my air ride. I bought my air ride from 12 gauge customs. That was a giant exercise in revamping and redoing, and their technical support just is not worth a darn. They're just arrogant as hell, and they absolutely will not help you. So this is my first rant against anybody. I mean, I hate it, because I hate listening to people do that on videos. But I'm gonna tell you what, you spend as much money on that stuff as I have, and spend much time and effort trying to get this to work, and a guy tells you, well, I just don't know what to tell you, man, it's supposed to work. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna tell you, if somebody tells you that after you're sitting out here working your backside off, and you call them for help, and they tell you, I don't know what to tell you, you just basically says you're a dumbass, and if you weren't so dumb you could figure it out. I was like, well, we got to do a video on that. So, but I got the lights hooked up. The bumper's actually bolted on and in position. So tonight I'm gonna come out and do a video with my lights on, because I told everybody I was gonna do that. But I hope it doesn't annoy too many people. But I had to make a video of it, because 12 gauge customs, man, I don't know about them. I wouldn't recommend them to anybody, not unless you just know exactly how to put their equipment on, because you're certainly not going to get no help from them. But tonight I'll do a video with the lights on and let you guys see what this thing looks like in the dark. It's badass. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I'm gonna go get some lunch and try to chill out a little bit. And we'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.